Well, this is a hell of a start with a bunch of glare. Anyway, hey everybody, this is RetroKid Reviews doing the start of Karate Kid Month, and this is going to be a two-part video. Part one's right now, mainly because I sat through two of the Karate Kid movies already in preparation for Karate Kid Month. Probably next time I do one of these month-long movie challenges, I probably won't do any prep games, so I'll make sure of that next time. Probably Rocky Month if Creed ever gets a sequel. Anyway, that said, for those who have never seen the original Karate Kid, aka the 1984 one, I have to be year dating because of the 2010 sequel, not sequel, remake. That's going to be at the end of the month, along with my review of Cobra Kai, early May, I want to say. So, that all said, this will be full spoilers for a 34-year-old movie, so if you have the time to buy either the Blu-ray or watch it on Amazon like I did, legally, please go ahead and do so. And spoilers in 3, 2. That crane kick, wow. Oh, man. 34 years later, and that crane kick is still the most notable thing among a lot of the, I don't know, sweeping of legs. Yeah, also for the sake of time, I'm not going to be as factual as I am with everybody's names other than Ralph Macchio and Pat Morduski. I just messed up Miyagi's actor's name, my bad in advance. So with that said, not just the link in the description will be for the IMDb, but for the movie in general, so you guys get an idea what's going on. That said, for those who've never seen the first Karate Kid, I'm gonna spoil the plot. It's basically a New Jersey kid coming to Los Angeles to not only, have a new life with his divorced mom. More of those themes will be implemented and be compared a lot more when I get to the remake. But for the original, it was just that, and he was bullied profusely. That's the word I'm hopefully never going to say, but hopefully might be a thing. If not, take a shot and when I do the sequels, by this amazing yet very 80s martial arts dojo called Cobra Kai, hence the YouTube Red Show that's coming out. Johnny is the big leader of the group. I think his trainer, I have seen before. He was in, I think, Rambo First Blood Part 2. Yeah, he was a character actor that, John Kreese, that's his name. Anyway, the character, not the actor. Again, I aim to be in the description below if you guys want to know how all these people did 34 years later. One of them in particular is Johnny's girlfriend, played by Elizabeth Sue. If anyone doesn't remember her, she's basically in every TV show now and actually has a decent career out of everybody. Again, IMDb below. And basically the first, I guess 2 days, Daniel was there. He got his ass handed by them, but at the beach, at school, and then fast forward a couple of months, he got his ass handed by the Cobra Kai in the most 80s looking Halloween costumes you will probably ever seen until, I don't know, you watch the Halloween movies at that time. It was all skeletal and stuff, and that kind of explains, that whole thing. I think Red Hood said in his trailer reaction for Cobra Kai card up there. And yeah, then comes freaking Pat himself, Miyagi. Again, apologies, I don't know his or can't pronounce his full last name. Again, IMDb. Also, apparently card to hopefully a documentary on his career. For those who don't know, he passed away in 2005. I guess predating being the last year that predates internet passings. So I believe his family is trying to have a documentary set up to finish a manuscript of his life, so it could be either a book or a novel. I think that was the game plan on one of his last days here on Earth. So, having said that, how do I feel about him playing Miyagi after all these years? It is great. Hopefully with this documentary, it separates the characters he played versus the guy he is. I mean, not in a negative light, but more of in a positive light from the look of it. As for the movie, he's still probably one of the top, I want to say, 3 greatest mentors I've ever seen in movies. Yeah, so his training, I'm fast forwarding to, I think November, or, the weekend after, Halloween, where Miyagi just basically threw down the challenge of, yeah, you're gonna pick on this kid, do it at the tournament. And, again, if there was a Nostalgia Critic, link in the description, I think he tried to do something you didn't see, not like a Easter egg kind of thing, just like a shifting of, body language or whatever the hell that was. He basically said, oh, here's this poster. I'm going to use it to cheat my ass out of this Now, I'm not saying that's most of Miyagi's like things, teachings. Like he basically wants to get creative. If you're in a fight, just think smarter, not harder, or in this case, stronger. So that's kind of where you'll leave yourself with the training. The montage of Daniel doing his housework turning into kung fu work, basically wax on, wax off. It sucks that I can't do the full thing because I have to hold my freaking phone. But yeah. Trading was really good. It holds up. Well, some of it. There is a couple of like not as quotable ones, like sand the floor, paint the fence, being like part of his regiment. As for the crane kick itself, it does have backstory. Same thing like the 2010 version. They have a backstory for their crane kick too. Um, it's gonna be hard when I get to the 2010 movie because both Miyagi's. I know Jackie Chan's was called Mr. Wong. Have really good backstories of not having a family because they lost their family. In Miyagi's case, due to complications of his first kid being born. In Wong's case, I'm gonna try keeping that as non-spoilers for the remake for those who haven't seen it. A car accident. Again, I'll go into more details there. As for the finale, what's there to say other than it was the sweep of the leg scene that everybody remembers and the Joe Esperanza "You're the best around" montage of Daniel just wrecking house on like everybody in the roster, and it was pretty cool. Just seeing the crane kick and everything. So yeah, final rating does not get a rating because it is older than me. So any future old school movies have to either step up being crap or being legendary, just like the Karate Kid franchise, to not only have no rank, but to get, I guess, my RVT equivalent of an S rating by default. And this does technically count as a Maritoku because, again, Pat was there, and a lot of martial arts was later used in the Karate Kid movies themselves, and I think most of martial arts TV movie shows in the 80s and 90s. So I'm going to try to loosely see if I can make it as legally Maritoku, which it's a very broad and brief description. So my final thoughts is an amazing feel-good movie for not only if you're feeling bullied or anything like that. I'm not saying martial arts is your last resort, but if it's like a therapeutic thing to like get your training done or to, like, in my case, lose weight, which would be really cool if I do that throughout the month. I don't know. I mean, there's something there for you to enjoy. If you're not in it for the anti-bullying message, which there really isn't, it's the 80s. And yeah, there's a lot of subplots I missed out, like, Johnny's relationship with his past girlfriend that Daniel has, Daniel's mom in general, him getting a license, like, a lot of teenage stuff, you know, you had to go through in the 80s. So yeah, this is hopefully this is the end card, previous video to my trailer to the beginning of this month. And hopefully, end card to my channel, and be back tomorrow with Karate Kid Part 2 and why I didn't like the Karate Kid 2 theme. Hi, Todd in the shadows, in case you're asking.